Ready? Ready? Go get it. Oh, good boy! That was a legit recall off of something he was targeted on. That was good. Good job, bud. So one of my tasks for today is to put up some of these no trespassing, no hunting signs. It's the start of hunting season here, and don't want any hunters on the property. But also, you know, it's important to list this so that if someone does come around and is up to no good, we can trespass them right away. And I put a couple up already, but I gotta put one up on the power lines here. Ambrose, load up. Good boy. Let's go. All right, I think here, this is about where the property line is. This is public land above here, and so this is one of the easiest ways onto the property if you were to come down. So I figure we'll put it up here. All right, I gotta get some more of these. I've already put up a few, but I'm gonna get a few more, put them up in the woods. But as you can tell, the dog has been wandering off in all sorts of different directions, and that's why he's wearing this special collar, which is what I want to talk about. I've been trying it out for the past week, and I really like it. This is the handheld for it. The collar, can you show us your collar real quick? This is it right here. It's a Garmin Alpha TT25. And then this is a Garmin Pro 550 Plus handheld. So this is the main part of the collar, and then this is the GPS antenna, and this is the VHF antenna. This setup was designed for hunters. I don't hunt, he doesn't hunt, but it turns out it's kind of the right thing for what I need. A lot of you might remember Ambrose from the pandemic days during COVID. I was living with him when I was living on the Native American reservation, the Piccaries Reservation, outside of Taos. When we got him, he was pretty much allowed to run free on the res. That's what a lot of people do with their dogs. And he was living his best life. When we all moved off of the res after the pandemic was over, he was living in the city and, had to be on leashes everywhere. And so he's back. He's going to be up here with me pretty much full time and allowed to live his best life again, running free. But I worry about losing him. He used to go pretty far on the res, and we didn't always know where he was. And I wanted a way up here that I could go find him, I could track him. So I started looking at different collars, and there are some great collars out there like Fi. But I looked into it, and it only works if you have cellular. And we don't have cell service up here. I wanted something that doesn't require cellular, it doesn't require Wi-Fi. I needed something that worked in the middle of nowhere, and this is what I ended up on. I actually learned about this from Nate Petroski from Narroway Homestead, and I'll link to his channel below. He's got a collar like this for his livestock guardian dog, who spends all his time outside and fulfills a similar role to what Ambrose is going to do up here. He's kind of acting as my guard dog, alert dog, for two things. We get a lot of big animals up here. There are moose, there are elk, there are black bears, there are mountain lions. I want him to scare animals off just where the houses are on the property. And then the other thing is to alert me when people are on the property that I don't know are there. But I want to be able to know where he is at all times. So the handheld is pretty simple. This just shows roughly how far away he is and in what direction. It's doing it based on the GPS position of this versus the GPS position of his collar. So close range, it's not going to be perfect, but so far it seems like it does really well when he's, a distance away from me. It's got some buttons for training and different features, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I think first I just wanted to show how it works, and I'd like to test out the range on it, because I've kind of had a mixed experience with it so far. Keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times. There are pine trees that might want to grab you. Definitely need to do some work on these trails. That's why I've got the chainsaw in the back, is I've already found a number of down logs and things that needed to be cut on trails. So I think it's just going to be an ongoing thing. But also we need to cut some of these pine boughs and stuff that threaten to deck you. I want to test the range of this thing, but I know if it's on the dog, he's going to follow me the whole way, and that's not going to be a very good test. So let's put it about dog height, because I think that's going to be part of the test here. This uses VHF frequencies, and my concern is that that won't penetrate the trees very well. I've seen mixed things online, and I'm no radio expert, so let's see how this works out. Come on, let's go. I'm gonna drive up here, drive up the mountain, and we'll see how far we can go before I stop getting a signal from that. All right, 150. Now, I did have an instance where he went down the road, like past some of the outbuildings and stuff, and I started getting like a question mark on here. I think it was the battery signal turned into a question mark, which implied to me that it was no longer getting a signal from the collar. It was just showing me the last record that it had of where he was. So I want to see if we keep going up when we start getting that question mark. And there he goes. I think I can use this to help train him not to do that anymore. Load up. Okay, I guess that works. He's never really figured out that he should load up from a particular direction. It's just whatever's closest to him. All right, let's keep going. We're at 150 yards. 200. Okay, we're at 300 yards, and it looks like we have lost the signal. There's a question mark on the battery, and this is the battery of the collar, not this. And there's a question mark. This symbol here is for hunters. It's supposed to indicate when your dog has stopped moving, like when he's treed something or he's pointing. I think those are probably the best indicators that we're no longer getting a signal directly from the collar. And my guess is that this is just based on stored data. I'm not overly impressed by a 300-yard range. I was promised 9 miles. If he really does go off and gets lost, I can drive around with this and eventually we'll pick up a signal. You know, if it goes a few hundred yards, it's still better than nothing. And I will know where he last was when he did have reception to this. I'm wondering if the 9-mile range is, you know, open fields and things like that where there's nothing in the way. I'm assuming this is because we're in the woods and there's so many trees and stuff blocking the signal, but I don't know. I wanted to come up here because I want to check to see, there's a big knob up here that's got some good visibility over the property, and I want to see if there is line of sight back to the houses from there, because I want to set up my own cellular network. There's no cell service up here, so we're gonna have to DIY it. So let's walk down here and see what we can see. I've only just barely started exploring. We closed on the property last week, but this is one of the cooler things I found thus far. Let's go take a look. Jeez. That scared the shit out of me.
All right.
Yeah. Just got off balance. Whew. There's a plaque here. And we're gonna blur out these names because you could figure out where this property is based on them. But these were the mother and the father of the family that homesteaded this property. They built the main house and lived on this property for quite a while, raised their kids here. And this is a memorial plaque with their names and their birth and death dates, it looks like. So I don't know if their ashes were scattered up here or what, but I think we're gonna leave this in honor of them. This is kind of where I was thinking we might be able to put a cell tower. If we put a cell tower here, we can probably see most of the property from here. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I'm gonna get a line of sight here just because of the trees up here. I was kind of thinking about climbing this one, but I'm not sure I dare. We're pretty far ways from any medical services, so I think we're gonna have to come back another day with the drone and and see what we can see. The first time I came up here, this absolutely scared the crap out of me, particularly coming down. But I've learned actually it's not that bad, it just looks intimidating. I'm gonna go get some hot dogs for the next part. This will all make sense in a sec. When I got this color, I really was initially just focused on the tracking part. What I realized is that you can get collars that do all sorts of training stuff as well, and they're kind of hunting specific. But I've realized there are a number of things I can do with him that I think make a lot of sense. So this top button makes his collar beep when I push it, and it will beep for as long as I'm pushing it. What I'd like to do is teach him to come when he hears that beep. The idea is that we start with him just wandering around. I push the button, give him the beep. I then offer a hot dog. He sees the hot dog comes in. He eventually associates the beep with the hot dog, and then we let him get further and further away. But as you can tell, there's not a lot of motivation to leave my side because there's hot dogs. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, good boy. There we go. So this is the idea. Get it. Good. Good. Okay, ready? Ready? Go get it. Oh, good boy! That was a legit recall off of something he was targeted on. That was good. Good job, bud. The goal is that even if he's up in the woods where I can't see him, that he'll still recall on a beep. There is a vibrate mode, so if you switch it to V, yeah, you can see that light lights up and yeah, should be able to hear that. I know this is going to be controversial, but there is an electroshock feature for training, and I don't know what the hunters use this for. I'm imagining it's for chasing when they don't want chase. That's what I'm going to use it for. I don't really want him chasing particularly like chipmunks and small animals. The other thing that I've been working on with him is he's an inveterate table grazer. I'm gonna put some hot dog on top of the table, and we're gonna see if we can catch him trying to get up there and get to the hot dog, and then correct him, and I'll show you what that looks like. There are 6 different intensity settings here. I've got it set to 2, which it seems like he can feel. You don't want this any stronger than it just takes for him to have some sort of reaction. And the idea is that he thinks that correction can come at any time, whether or not I'm around, because he totally watches. Leave it. Come on. Leave it. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, now he's onto it. No. 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 It didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. It's important to have the collar on tight enough so that those prongs are really in contact with his skin. Leave it. Leave it. So this is part of it, is like I'm trying to like set him up for success because I don't want this to be unfair. Good boy. No. Good boy. So you can see how effective that was. And this is not something I'm going to use very much, but the goal is just to break some bad habits. This switch gives you 3 different modes. So this is momentary, continuous, and then the middle is accessory. And this collar has a cool feature on accessory. There's a light right here that you can turn on. So if you have it in accessory mode and you push the top button, you can turn the light on, and if you push the bottom button, you turn it off. This light is super useful at night. So if we're in the woods and he's running around, or I've had it on a different dog which wanders farther than he does and doesn't recall as well, and it lights up both the dog and the ground enough that you can see where they are even if they're a ways off. I really like that. This thing is waterproof, which is super important for a dog like him who's in and out of the water all the time. It's apparently waterproof to 10 meters. So another feature I wanted to show is the mapping feature. And I learned that this will actually pair to your phone and show you the map on your phone. And I said, well, let's get something that's super simple. It's just got a few buttons, easy to work. And then if we need to pull up a map, we can. So this is a little messy because it's got a whole bunch of tracks on it. But he's set up as the black collar, and so all of the black trails are him, and then all of the turquoise trails are the handheld. And what's cool about this is it's not like Bluetooth or anything, it's actually Ant Plus. It's used for things like heart rate monitors and various like cycling sensors and things like that. And the cool part is that it's just broadcast, so you're not making a one-to-one pairing between the phone and this. And so I think you could actually have two phones picking up on the GPS data from here, which is pretty cool. So I'm sure you're asking, how much does this all cost? Not super cheap. This is $400, $399, and the collar is $350. This is not your, Fido gets out of the front door at the house solution. I think something like Fi or an AirTag makes much more sense for that. But if you're like me, you're adventurous and you're taking your dog way out into the wilderness, I love him more than $750 worth, so it's worth it to me. I'm a fan. If you'd like to get one of your own, I put links to both down in the description. They're both affiliate links. If you decide to buy one, buying one through those links really helps me out, helps out the channel, and it helps me with all the improvements we need to be doing around the ranch here. I have a ton of awesome projects planned for the ranch in the coming year. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything, and hit that thumbs up to let YouTube know you liked this video. Bamboo Lab very generously gave me an A1 printer with an automatic material system to give away to a lucky subscriber of Electric Ranch. I'm in the final stages of setting everything up for the giveaway. It's been crazy with the holidays and trying to get some videos out on the main channel and set up this new channel, but I want to make sure it goes smoothly. So stay tuned for the next video where I'll share all the details on how to enter and win. Whether you're new to 3D printing and need an excuse to dive in, or you're a pro and you want to add another printer to your fleet, definitely hit subscribe and watch the next video, and I'll make sure you're the first to know. I'll see you again soon.